Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Let's see here. You got to give me a second. I got to look for stuff. All right. So, do you want to hear what Rob Clooney has to say? Is WWE in trouble? And why did AJ Styles leave TNA? Stay tuned. All right, so I'm back. I said, apparently they say I'm having a little mic feedback. Let me know if it's still happening. Please, please, please. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the 49th episode of Rasslin Rage. I'm your host, Cody, and this, of course, this guy to the right is none other than Rob Clooney.
Hey, guys.
All right, he flew in this morning from Muscle Beach, California. Thanks for joining us tonight, Rob.
Hey, it's great to be here. You know, CrossFit, Ace of Hearts, All-American, the Pro-Am hybrid, Rob Clooney. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
All right, good, good. Well, thanks for joining us. Before we talk to Rob a little more in depth, we're gonna we'll make sure to click the thumbs up underneath the video, and if you're not subscribed to our channel, please do that too. And if you really want to, you can click the little bell to get the notifications when we go live or when we upload a video. Remember, at the end of the show, we do what's called legit wrestling questions. Tonight's going to be a little different, though. We're going to talk to Rob a little bit, too. So if you're here and you want to, in the chat, you can definitely ask some questions, you know, while we're here. Make sure this is working. There we go. Good. You could definitely put some questions in there to ask him as well when we get to that part of the show. In the description, you'll find several links. We talk about it every show. First and foremost, the donation link. If you scroll down in there, if you at any time during the live stream or even after or even on Tuesday, it doesn't matter. You can click that link and donate to the show. Every bit helps. $1, $5, 50 cents, whatever it is. Donate, donate, donate. When you click that link, also, you'll see there's some tabs. There's a merch tab, and there's a wish list tab. If you're feeling real froggy and you might want to donate something special to the show, you can head on over to that wish list tab. And then there's some merch down there. And, of course, like everybody else, we have T-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/RasslinRage. You can go there and check out our T-shirts. There's a link down in the description. Remember that if you do donate, something cool that happens is I believe you get to choose your own GIF that comes up in the YouTube chat. But then also there's a GIF that comes up on the screen that shows you donated and how much you donated. And you can see, I think it's up there. There it is, up there. It's up there on the screen, and you can see it. It says, it's right there. Oh. And it shows, there's a, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, it shows who donates. And then over here, this shows if we get new followers. And then up this little thing here, this whole thing shows, there we go. It shows all the different. Yeah, I'll have to deal with it in a little bit. Let's do this. Turn it down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So, it's not up yet. I haven't put the shelf up. I just got it all painted. Got the shelf all painted up. It's that far away. A lot of things going on, so I didn't have time to get everything done. But so they're saying that we're getting a staticky mic, but I can't really do anything about it right now. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? All right, so anyways, also down there is a link to Fight TV. There's also High Spots. If you're a wrestling fan, Fight TV is a must-have. I'm telling you, click that link, register, go watch stuff. High Spots, tons of wrestling-related items to purchase, and even streaming content on their site. We're a proud sponsor of Blue Water Championship Wrestling. There's links to their Facebook and their website. I believe you can buy tickets for the next event on October 20th.
October 20th.
Yep,
Yeah.
Fatal Error, I think it's being dubbed there.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about that a little more in the Indies portion of the show. So we're going to talk we're going to ask Rob some questions. What do you guys think? We should ask him some questions. I think we should. If at any time, again, if you have any questions, go ahead, put them up in here. Love it. So Red Wing fan, who happens to be Mrs. Weir, says, not too bad. Loving Rob's facial expressions and sweet moves.
Sweet.
Right.
Yeah, awesome.
Sweet
Thanks.
moves. All right, so we're going to ask some questions. First of all, Rob, you're a professional wrestler, a sand wrestler, amateur wrestler, and an author about wrestling. So it's pretty safe to say you know a lot about wrestling.
Yeah, well, I've been wrestling off and on in various forms for, gosh, it's got to be going on 30 years maybe. I've participated in most versions. I know here in the U.S. right now, there's 6 different versions of amateur wrestling, one being high school. I think everybody's kind of familiar with that. There's 2 other ones in the Olympics, freestyle and Greco-Roman. I think a lot of people are familiar with that too. But all 5 of these international styles, besides high school, they have world teams. One I'm not too familiar with is the sport of grappling. You ever heard of grappling?
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.
I
I'm
mean,
watching the chat as you talk. So.
No, okay. Hey, as far as wrestling goes, I mean, my knowledge on it, it's basically wrestling. It's more submission based rather than pins. But there's also a couple versions I do focus a lot on. We already talked about it: beach wrestling, sand wrestling. Part of the U.S. team at one point, for sand wrestling. And we'll talk about beach or belt wrestling too.
Ooh,
Another
belt
version
wrestling.
I'm still learning about.
Now we talked before the show a little bit, and we talked about it. Go ahead, grab one of those, will you?
The mints?
No, the belts. Show the belt.
Oh.
Show the belt.
Oh yeah, the belt.
It's a karate belt.
Martial arts belt.
Yeah.
There's a sand modified version of belt wrestling. It's not the official thing used in the world stage and whatnot, but here in the U.S.,
It's a great idea for class, Mr. Weir.
it is. It's a good idea, right? Right. I mean, basically, you get beach wrestlers an option to do a different tournament, different style, and it's just quick turn, put on the rope. The object is you grab your opponent's rope and you throw them to the back for a pin.
Now, is it loose like this?
Oh,
or is
they keep it loose. Hey, if you toss one on.
Uh-oh.
And then, ideally, I would try to grab control of you. You grab my belt. You grab control of me, and we're trying to throw each other.
Oh, okay.
Throw each other to the back for a
Using
win.
the belt.
Yeah, using the belt. It's got to be. It's called belt wrestling. So you got to use the belt. It actually comes from like South India, South Asia era, but it's now a world style.
I was looking to see what size these belts are because they're huge.
Yeah, I'm really green about all this. I actually did. It's funny when you talk about Mr. Weird because I did actually ask him first, and then I don't know, I just ordered somewhere else. But it's real easy. It's stand-up style wrestling in itself. Is something I think all of us naturally do. Even if it's just horse playing, I think most people have wrestled. This is one of those styles where people be like, you know what, I can do that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Outside in the park, and you just got people horsing around with some belts, and I can do that.
Or in a dojang with a padded floor.
Sand wrestling in itself is a stand-up style of wrestling. There's not really any ground wrestling and whatnot. Just so everybody knows, I actually have a book. This is the 3.5 edition here of hosting beach wrestling events.
I got it up here.
You can get that actually for free. I have it for free download on anything. Amazon, iBooks, the Nook, and whatnot. Just try to help anybody who's interested in actually hosting beach and belt wrestling tournaments. There it is, martial arts.
There's tournament brackets and stuff in
Yeah,
the
I try to make it as easy as possible, for sure. And you can get the paperback version. There's a little extra fee because it's on things like Amazon and whatnot, but ebooks are free. I'm not trying to make money on it so much as just help promote the sport.
That's interesting. So now you have you have this book too. Now, this isn't your only book, right?
No, I've
Now, this isn't your only book about wrestling either, is it?
No, this is actually this is basically the 4th edition of this series. It's become a series. By gosh, I never intended for it to be that. I just wrote a book once about the rules. I got into beach wrestling in 2007. Was alternate for the U.S. team that year. Been studying a lot of years, maybe 5 years afterwards. I hosted a AAU World Championships. Well, me and my buddy Dwight,
Really?
a few other helpers.
And they do a lot of sports. AAU.
AAU is one of those multi-sport things. Yeah. They had me write the proposal to get beach wrestling accepted and all that.
Right quick here, Miss Taylor has a question. She says, "What do you have to adapt as far as how you move when you wrestle in sand versus the ring?"
Oh, the ring. I always get the comparison with the sand and the mat, the sand and the ring. Movement in the ring is different than wrestling on a mat or in the sand anyway. You got a lot of tempo. I'm not trying to break kayfabe and all that, but there's a tempo, and you got to be in shape, but it's a different kind of shape. Sand to the mat's one of more comparative. Really, there's the shiftingness. I have to tell every amateur that thinks they're just going to go out here and ball walk in this easy style of beach wrestling. You may want to actually go out there and wrestle first, because there's a lot of people I've just gotten there. I'd throw them off just by tossing some eye black out there. I got sensitive eyes. I go out there, I freak people out. They see that, think I'm joking. Boom, they just fell to their back. They're lost.
Right.
But there's a shiftingness, and there's a way you got to kind of shift your feet compared to the mat. MMA style stances work really well.
Right.
That surfboard stance where you get more surface area on the sand. A lot of mat wrestlers don't think about these things. Me, as long as I've been, I can actually point out somebody that's never done a sand wrestling thing just by watching how they stand sometimes.
Right. Now, so we talked a little bit earlier, and usually people that I've talked to, usually they were amateur wrestlers, and their amateur wrestling background is what got them into professional wrestling. Okay, but talking to you, it's a role reversal here. You actually, professional wrestling is what got you into amateur wrestling. You tell us about that.
Well, yeah, I slowly became a fan of pro wrestling. My mom was really in it back in the 80s. My first thing with WWF I wasn't a big fan of. It was Hillbilly Jim doing something corny. But she was also, she was into those horror shows, Saturday night, TV 20, whatever, with the VCR going. And after all that was NWA wrestling. And not that I really caught all of it, but Sting was TV champ at the time. I'll get behind him because he's on every show. We ordered WrestleMania 6, and tag team wrestling just hooked me.
Tag team wrestling.
It was It's when I started realizing there was a show to this. There was a lot more to it. Was tag team wrestling, specifically the Rockers Orient Express match. Is what really I like. For some reason, I related to the whole Rockers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Rockers, man.
Always tune in.
They were one of my favorite tag teams when I was a kid. I was so sad when HBK turned on them.
I still cry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I can throw myself back
through the barbershop window.
Start tearing up.
Yeah. So you watched professional wrestling. You became an amateur wrestler. Now, you did amateur wrestling in high school, right?
Yeah.
And after high school, you went into professional wrestling, or?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I lucked out, when I first grew up and got into wrestling. There wasn't any wrestling clubs or whatnot. So it was more like horsing around with other kids, inspired by pro wrestling, but doing it all for, shoot. Just had a chance to move to the right spot. Went to Brown City, had a great coach there. Ended up moving out at the end of junior year, moved to Riverview. Didn't have the greatest year there, as far as wrestling went. But yeah, after a while, I was a state qualifier, part of a district team. Got into pro wrestling a few years after high school.
All right. So now you said you took a break, and you went back to amateur wrestling, and that's when you started competing in the sand.
Yeah.
And that's when you just what was it? You said you went to nationals in New York.
Yeah. Well, if we're just, with the amateur wrestling, yeah, I took the break, went to pro wrestling for a lot of years. Got back in amateur 2007. Just seemed like competitive. AAU had a really nice competitive league right in the southeast Michigan area, weekly league. And, after doing pro wrestling for about 5-6 years or so, it was just a year-round sport, not done.
So, let's see here. What's been the most surreal experience in wrestling for you? This comes from Taylor in the chat.
Getting the chance to be on the U.S. team. Actually, it was one thing to see it in text message and try to prepare for it mentally. It's another thing once that airplane actually hits the ground and across the world. When your phone doesn't work, you can't connect to anybody. You barely can find someone that speaks English, and you really have no idea where you're at. And you're almost like, holy crap, you almost want to cry, but you don't. And this overwhelming of excitement at the same time, which also makes you want to cry, but you don't.
Right. But you don't.
It was a great experience. Getting the chance to go over there, wrestle against some of the best wrestlers in the world. The eastern part of the world dominates everybody. At the same time, 2019, the U.S. is going to be hosting the World Championships for beach wrestling. First time. It's going to be in San Diego, part of the Beach World Games, that they're having this big conglomerate multi-sport beach thing. It sounds like, it's the first time the Western Hemisphere has held the World Championships, and this has been going on since 2004. So it's been a lot of years. Over here, though, the U.S., Canada has pockets, Brazil, Argentina, there's a few countries. It's definitely more dominant over there. Expect the Nationals to be pretty competitive next year. That's the trials for it.
Are you going to go?
I don't know yet. I kind of went this year, went on a drop of a dime, kind of decided like a few months out. I kind of had a month to train.
All right, so we talked earlier, again, because, you got to prep, right? Tell us about the hat.
The hat?
Yeah.
Oh, big fan of baseball. It's a baseball hat. This is Toledo Med Hens right here. I had to look, so I wasn't sure. I got a collection of them. I actually love to show off my collection on a little YouTube series that I've been starting with, Stories from the Sand, parentheses, wrestling.
Right.
Just talking about some sand wrestling stuff. You guys want to check that out.
What's the name of your channel?
Probably Tito97.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking channel when I started uploading these videos.
Right, gotcha.
But, I wear a different hat all the time. It's a nice little collection. My buddy Dwight's really got me into these. Bus driver for one of the teams. Thanks, Dwight. But I got all the independent league. They're the IO.
Okay.
I need to get some Pacific Coast ones. I don't have any. Isotopes for the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Zephyr
That'd be
for the
nice.
Zephyr song, Chili Pepper thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely would be good. So what kind of wrestling do you prefer? This comes from Joshua Harper in the chat, who, by the way, is a Blue Water Championship Wrestling regular.
Yeah. And thanks for coming to the shows, Josh. The sand wrestling, I think, is something I spend a lot of time in. At some points, probably 50 hours a week. That's where I feel the most comfortable. In the ring, I feel pretty darn comfortable too. I've been training and wrestling since 2000, so 18 years in the ring, off and on. I did that little streak of just amateur. But I feel good on the mat. I just did a thing maybe last year. We just signed up for practice purposes. Went up against one of the high school heavyweights. Got me pretty good, but I threw him around too.
Yeah.
Felt, giving up twice as much weight,
Right, yeah.
Felt pretty good throwing around a high school kid.
So that kind of sparks a question to me. What does a sand wrestler do to practice in the winter in a cold state such as Michigan?
Oh, well, you just got to just tone up on the mat.
Oh, okay.
You just go where the styles are. A lot of, I view sand wrestling as a serious style. There's a lot of mat style guys. Hey, it's the practice style. It's not my style.
Right.
But like I said, U.S. has got 6 different styles, so it's got all year long kind of opportunities going on.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, God rest his soul. He's passed away years ago in a car accident, but he wrestled for Northern up there, Port Huron Northern, and he did all the AAU stuff, you know, but he was the high school style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to go with him and his family and go when I was younger. Their family was friends with my family. My mom grew up with his mom, and I'd go watch all his amateur stuff. He was really good, states and all that good stuff, state qualifier, all that good stuff. But yeah, so that's awesome that you do that. I did a little wrestling, but I never.
Yeah, I still kind of wrestle. I did a couple tournaments. I did nationals, like I said.
Yeah.
That's down in Carolina Beach, and I'm gonna be down there next year, down in May. That's North Carolina. It's beautiful, beautiful area.
Right.
They had wrestlers from 20 states this past one.
Right.
So that's something to definitely check out. But hey, you know, if anybody wants to learn any more about the sand wrestling, I have a Facebook page. There's Sand Wrestling. There's sandwrestling.com. There's Twitter.
Sandwrestling.com is your domain.
Yeah. I have.
You got a
rights to
comment
that.
on your shirt
I got
earlier, by the way.
Boom.
NWO Express in the room said he liked your shirt.
Oh, sweet. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to get some more of these made up. Like I said, I got the book, Hosting Beach Wrestling Events. It's got my shoot name on there, Rob T. You know, it's what I did amateur as. But the 3.5 edition includes the belt wrestling. Maybe it's that camera.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's for free. The ebook version's for free. I don't know what the paperback costs. I usually sell them at shows for $5.
Yeah. You got another book, don't you?
I do have another book. This just came out. Kind of a little memoir series. Had a little string of bad luck. Kind of like to think this is how I channeled it. But got a little memoir. Just came out. It's on Amazon. Maybe hold that up for me.
Yeah, I'll get you.
It's called Corporate Lunacy. Behind the scenes of America's Worst Gas Station. That's
No names. No names.
One of my more recent employers. But I take a step back. I'd have entertainment, little wrestling stories in here.
Yeah.
Have some little humor and such. Yeah, I'm trying to help push that. Maybe help any sales. Be like a fundraiser. Help me host some tournaments.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I am wanting to host some tournaments again.
Yeah. Where would you do that at?
Actually sent out some inquiries right now, like Sterling Heights and Clinton Township. But I'm looking anywhere actually.
No, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
if anybody's got any ideas for if you got a town with a beach volleyball area, you got a beach, you think sand wrestling's a great spot, this belt wrestling we're talking about, please just drop me a line. Rob Clooney. Got an author, Rob Clooney, on Facebook. Got a Twitter, Rob Clooney. Goodreads, because, hey, I'm an author. Corporate Lunacy.
There we go. So, you've been part of, we talked about your tag team. You know, you were involved in a lot of tag teams, and you're currently in a tag team known as Twinkie Power.
Yeah.
In Blue Water Championship Wrestling. And Mr. Fitness has been on the show. He was like on the second or third show. What a riot
49?
that guy is. That guy's a riot, man. Yeah, it's 49 now. That guy's a riot. We appreciate, and shout out Mr. Fitness. We appreciate everything you do for the show.
Hashtag Twinkie Power.
Right, yeah, the hashtag Twinkie Power. Now
I was
trending.
gonna get you some Twinkies too, man. The store was sold out.
You see up there?
I was just gonna casually munch on Twinkies.
Right, well that's not bad. I got a Twinkie up there. I got a Twinkie box signed by
Ghostbusters. That's free Twinkie Power though.
Yeah, but still, it's there.
Did you get the Ghostbuster guy as a logger? Remember when they had the Ghostbuster guy at the show?
No, I wasn't there.
You weren't there at that one? Oh
No.
man. The same guy did the Macho Madness.
No, I know who you're talking about. So what's it like working with Mr. Fitness?
Oh, it's great. Me and Slim, I think it took a few shows for us to get things melted, but I think we work well together. I think that we definitely have picked up, I think we learn from each other. Even just the whole, like, hey, where are we throwing these Twinkies out? Sometimes it's like, hey, no, check this out. Let's expand. Let's keep this going.
Are you a fan of the Mr. Fitness workout, the Diet Coke and Twinkies, or is that like your thing too?
Oh gosh, yeah, you've seen some of the promos, right?
Yeah.
You see the whole, the red, white, and blue Twinkies. Oh yeah, that's all American, yeah.
All right, so I was gonna ask you about, are you taking bookings for professional wrestling?
Yeah, actually my schedule just opened up. I used to work at this little place called Slowway. Just wrote a book about it, by the way. Needless to say, I don't work there anymore. My schedule has opened up a lot. Love the new job, love the hours, and it really opens up things. I'm kind of just holding off for the next Blue Water Championship Wrestling show in Port Huron, October 20th. After that, yeah, I'm looking for bookings with either Mr. Fitness, team up with Rampage as well, as the All-American Aggression. Now, I'm not even opposed with any of these other high roller guys that have teamed up with Deuce in the past, you know, if they want to do a thing. I love tag team wrestling. I would rather do tag team wrestling. I try to study that more than any other element of pro wrestling, kind of specialize at this point. But it's not like I'm against solo bookings.
Right.
So, you know, I got the All-American, Ace of Hearts, the Pro-Am Hybrid,
Right.
CrossFit Rob.
Okay. Right.
Taco Man.
Taco Man. There you go. All right. So, interesting fact that you guys, some of you may or may not know, but not only is he wrestling extraordinaire, but he's also a collector. So.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I love my toys.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I love your toys, too.
Yeah.
My gosh.
He is a collector. I got more than that. I just don't have a place to put them all yet. Yeah,
I got you. We're on the same problem.
Right. But so when we come back, he's brought some stuff to show us. So after this little intro, we will look at Rob's toys when we come back.
Pause, right?
Go ahead. You're fine.
No.
He's like, we're paused, right? You're like, yeah, just go ahead. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is, right? Okay. So, you brought some toys. What do you got for us?
Oh my goodness. Now,
Here we go.
well, I can't. I'm not gonna pack up the car with everything.
No, I know.
But you know, like of all the toy lines, the ones I had the most fond memories as a kid was that Hasbro toys line.
Yeah.
And anybody in my age bracket, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm 20 something probably. I think just about everybody had one of these two guys right here.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake Roberts or the Ultimate Warrior. Now,
Yeah.
the reason I picked these two was these were the first two Hasbro guys I had.
Now, like when you were a kid, or
as a kid, like I got a choice.
Oh, you know,
that.
hey, by the way, before I just something when I was looking you up, right? You know, we share the same exact birthday. We were born on the same year, on the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
March 27, 1979.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I
All right.
said I was 20 something.
Yeah. All right.
Core man.
Right. So yeah.
So yeah, you know, these were the kind of guys that got that were my favorite wrestling toys that I finally remember. You know, I had some LJNs. I had the Jacks after. I'd gotten the Jacks for a minute because I was an adult with money at that time.
Right.
But you know, each one had their little signature move. Hi-ya! You know, that was a pretty generic one. Jake the Snake, he actually came with the snake, which I do not have. Hi-ya!
Yeah,
you know, I actually gave my old collection away. These are part of like a big group I bought from Chris. You know, you may be watching the episode back when I worked at Slowway in Algonac.
Yeah.
Sold me like a 30 guy a lot for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
And since then, I've just been getting back into them. I've been buying lots. Some of the lots, you know, I sell some of the duplicates at the local shows. But after getting into these, after buying this lot from Chris, discover that they came out with the Hasbro Retro Series.
Oh yes.
And oh my goodness, you know, I
think I have this one.
I only have the first 3 sets. My gosh, they come out so fast. They're not even in the stores. Oh my goodness, I think like they got probably 8 series out already.
Holy smokes.
Maybe 4 in the stores.
The old jumper.
But here we go with let's see, series 1. John Cena, here we go. I don't like his little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I don't get that little move. That's gonna be like the worst move. You know, the jumper guys get like all this slack, you know, and a jumper guy is one of these guys where he's got the legs together and whatever. I don't understand how that's considered worse than doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The only thing maybe worse is the Akeem Bop. And actually, it's even funny because Kevin Owens does that. This is worse than the doodle-doodle.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, KO's not got much of a move.
Does he headbutt a lot?
Not that I know
Right.
of.
I mean, what a belly bop?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
But, yeah, I like the jumper guys.
Seth Rollins, KO.
But you know, Series 1 and 2 on these Mattel Retro figures, from what I understood, it was only supposed to be the first 2 series. That it did well enough, and they actually, if you think about the demographics, they really did well. You know, Series 1 had some, you know, Undertaker, Warrior.
Oh, we got a new follower. We got a new subscriber.
Sweet.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a headbutt.
Yeah, is it a headbutt?
Okay.
All right.
You know, you got the old school guys, though. You had Undertaker and Warrior. You had guys in my generation. You had, like, the famous newer guys. You know, you had John Cena and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then you had, you know, more of the newer wrestlers.
He does the...
I just seen him.
Doodaloo, too.
You know, and there, you know, and even Roman Reigns does Jake Roberts, same old punch. Bah! But he's the only one that does it, though.
Because he's the only one with a Superman punch.
The Superman punch.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You know, it's the finisher.
Jake the Snake, Superman punch.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, Series 2 followed the same thing, though. It really followed the older wrestlers that got into the Hasbros. I mean, that's like the old school kind of lineup. Mankind, The Rock, Stone Cold, Sting.
That Triple H you got.
That's Triple H. He's a jumper.
Sting's a jumper.
You know, and then like Series 4, they started getting into some newer guys. Or 3, rather.
Oop.
That's good. And Series 3 got a little different. They started getting barcodes in some other game for something I'll never upload. But
you got a
little
little
stands
stand.
now. You know, they got Goldberg here with the little Goldberg logo stand on the stand.
I wonder if he must have patented that tattoo. I'm sure.
At this point, probably.
I wonder how much money he makes off that tattoo.
I thought they had another guy.
Ooh. Oh, one of these?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so Goldberg's got a stand there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Seth Rollins. That was the other guy from Series 3, yeah.
Dean Ambrose. Good old Dean. Who's that, Seth?
No, you know, anybody that got into these figures, you've got to buy these new figures. It really captures the old essence. Some guys, you know, may rip on it a little bit. I think they're starting to now come with stuff with accessories. I know they've been talking about getting.
They got a
some
ring
women.
now.
Yeah, they got the ring. They're talking about doing a women's line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, they have a women's line of regular. That's the Diva figures, they're called Divas or whatever, and they have another line too. They're also part of the Basic series. I have that Charlotte Flair Elite up there.
Okay.
Made from the...
Yeah, I got a couple figures for my 9-month-old already.
Oh, really?
Like a little Bailey figure
Wow.
and somebody else.
Sasha.
Sasha.
I picked up a Brian Pillman Elite the other day for $10.
You show that off?
Well, I'd have to get up and go get it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, so I'll just leave it sit there. But yeah, so how many? So you have the classics too, though. Don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I'm still building my collection. I don't have any of the new ones after Series 3, so like I just did the job change. So hey, give me a minute.
right.
Get back into this.
So do you have like a checklist, and you're like, okay, so I need this guy, and then you're always
No. I still have so many openings. I'm still looking at lots when I do buy it. It's gonna be a
Gotcha.
I
didn't know.
I'll try to get to a spot where I even try to sell extras in
Right.
shows.
Yeah. As I bought a couple. Those 3 that are up there I bought from you. And that's Honky Tonk, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Ultimate Warrior.
And the Warrior.
And then I bought 3 more from you at the last show, but I was a little under the weather, and somebody hung on to them for me, and I got to get them back. So, to put that in the best way possible. So, thanks for bringing those.
Yeah.
Definitely cool stuff. Now, we're going to get into some indies here, guys. We're going to talk about a couple upcoming shows in the state of Michigan. So when we come back, we're going to talk indies. Yeah, under the weather is the best way that I could put it. That's how's that, right? Okay. So we talked about it earlier, but tickets are now on sale for Blue Water Championship Wrestling Fatal Error on October 20th at the American Legion in Port Huron, Michigan. Rob's going to be there. Tickets are $20 a piece. We got Congo Kong, we got Crazy Steve, we got Brian Pillman Jr. Also recently announced the debut of Aaron Orion. Also recently announced MM3 is going to be there. So definitely a good time. Check it out. I'll be at the October 20th show. I got the day off. I'm going to actually be, I got to go to the promotion and then I'll be there too. Olds has them on sale. Who's Olds? Oh, PKSA. Yeah. PKSA, Port Huron and Pine Grove Mall. You can buy them there. You can get them online at their website. Border City Wrestling Motown Showdown is taking place October 7th at the Diamondback Saloon in Detroit, Michigan. Scheduled to appear is Sammy Callahan. I'm excited about that one. Johnny Impact, Petey Williams, Moose, Congo Kong, D'Lo Brown, Kira Hogan, and Scarlett Bardou. Tommy Dreamer, Eddie Edwards, Matt Seidel, and Michigan's own and Blue Water Championship Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion, Amazing Nate Matson. According to their Facebook page, tickets are still available and are starting at $20. I have front row for that.
Yeah.
I went to the one that they had last year. Amazing time. I had a blast, man.
Nice.
Yep. I met Petey Williams, Johnny Impact. The rest of them weren't there. But, yeah, I was there. It was a good time. Tomorrow night at the Taylortown Trade Center, Clash Wrestling holds Divided We Fall. Allison Kay, formerly known as Sienna in Impact Wrestling, makes her return. Justin Maine challenges James Alexander for the Clash Championship, and a Mexican death match between Orlando Christopher and Sepultura de Manzo. Tickets are only $12 online or $15 at the door. Amazing action for a great price. On the same day, DSW, Detroit Style Wrestling, holds Fallout in Wyandotte, Michigan at the Brass Monkey Bar. Brass Monkey.
I was just thinking that too.
The Funky Monkey. All right, so front row is $12 in advance, $15 at the door. GA is $8 in advance and $10 at the door. So another one you can definitely check out. There's a couple shows going right now as we speak, so I really didn't think that it was, to talk about, because if you're there, you're watching the show, right? I know that big shout out to a friend of mine, Jason Worth. He's at XICW tonight, which is, I believe, is Fan Appreciation Night. So we want to give a shout out to everybody that's running tonight and wish everybody in the ring a good luck. That's all I really have this week for the indies. I know that the CWL show is coming up. I just totally forgot about it. Unless you're an inside man like Rob, is there any other shows that you know about?
Man, I'm here fishing myself.
Okay.
Trying to look for shows
all
for
right.
me and Slim to get on.
Right, there you go. You guys are looking, to get on for some tag teams?
Michigan, Ohio,
All
Indiana.
right.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we're going to talk some wrestling news with All the Rage when we come back. All right, so you can go use the bathroom.
Yeah, all right.
Go up. It's upstairs. Yeah, they're upstairs. They'll tell you where it's at.
I'll be back.
Don't let the dog kill you. All right, so Rob's gonna step away. He's gonna go use the bathroom. We're gonna get into some. Oh, you're going? Heck yeah, I'm drying out for it. Oh, sweet. Josh is going to CWL. Nice. There's the dog making his appearance on Rasslin Rage tonight. Thank you, Max. All right, so independent talent and Mae Young Classic participant Maya Yim has signed with WWE and is currently training at the WWE Performance Center. So we want to wish a big good luck to her, all right? Jim Cornette, you remember this guy? Everybody knows Jim, right? So he has been announced as the color commentator for the upcoming NWA 70th anniversary show on October 21st in Nashville, Tennessee. That's pretty exciting. We're getting to see a lot of these a lot of people that we remember from our childhood doing things now in the business. So that's pretty interesting stuff. So I'm pretty sure that that's going to be on Fight TV. So make sure you check that out if you want to on Fight TV. Here's something a little different. Kind of talks about alternative. Yeah, it was him. I have pictures. By the way, there, Mrs. Weir, I have pictures. It was him that was going to Riot. He's the one that started it. A little different. Kenny Omega is featured in a commercial for the new Razer headset, a headset for for gaming. He signed and will be featured in more content going forward for the company. This is a sign of the times for the industry, because you're starting to see alternative revenue streams for people, wrestlers and guys in the industry. So there are guys like Kenny Omega and oh man, can't think of his name right now, but Austin Creed or whatever. These guys are different. They're picking up different revenue streams by doing, YouTube, or doing, being sponsored by video gaming things. It's a big thing now. Anything to do with video games is huge now. Twitch, all that good stuff. Everybody's watching Twitch nowadays. Well, that was Agent Cyrus. I will pick Cyrus all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Oh boy. All right, so Matt Hardy may have retired, but he's not done making content. Okay, you heard that right. Hardy and his family, and the return of Rob. All right, Matt Hardy and his family are set to begin filming a pilot for the WWE Network. The show's premise is as stated as go inside the wonderful world of the Hardy family in this delightful short-form scripted sitcom featuring Matt and Jeff Hardy. That should be pretty interesting. Have you ever seen any of the stuff that they did at the TNA? No. When they started the Broken Universe? They're very out there. So it's definitely going to be something to see what they do. Because, he retired, so we'll see exactly what he's going to do in the producer role with his own stuff. WWE champion AJ Styles recently sat down with Title Match Wrestling, and he discussed why he left Impact Wrestling. Here's what he had to say, or TNA, whatever, it's all the same now. I think that saying 60% is being generous, to be honest with you. That's kind of crazy when that's the first offer like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. So basically, the person asked him if they had him take like a 60% pay cut, and he's like, that's being generous. So they asked him to take a bigger pay cut than 60%. I've worked here for 11 years and hard for 11 years. I haven't gotten less popular here in TNA. In fact, gotten more popular, especially in the last years. So I don't know what's going on. I'm a family man. That's my job, and my job is to take care of them. You don't know how much I made or how less I made, but if you are going to take a pay cut at your job, I'm going to take a pay cut at my job. So basically, they asked him to take a pay cut, right? And he was like, "Hell no," and he got on. You know what I mean? He went over to New Japan. I mean, somebody asked you to take 60% pay cut. It's kind of like a slap in the face. Yeah. In the world of professional wrestling, there's many other places to go. There's other paydays, and you got guys like, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and those guys that are doing it on their own.
Setting their own trend.
They're making a lot of money doing it. You know what I mean? Working their own schedule. Famers autocorrect. Oh, okay. So it's happened again. We talked about this. We talked about
these Hasbro guys like dominoes.
Yeah,
we talked really on the camera, but
right, yeah. We talked about a couple months ago. Raw, their ratings tanked again, and so it was the last time we talked about it was the lowest ever it had been. Well, it happened again. This time it's worse than last time. In the first hour, they drew 2.49 million, and then decreased to 2.28 million over the last 2 hours of the show. But you have to note that football season's going, so they were up against Monday Night Football, and then there was also 2 series premieres that night. However, when you're selling ads, you're think about it. 2.49 million people are going to see your ad. That's a big number, you could, even though that's a low rating, 2.49 million, that's a lot of people, in my opinion. Why would you ever do that, Styles? Oh, okay. So, let's see here. Former WWE and TNA talent Kid Cash is back on the scene. He's performing this week in, it's spelled wrong, Oklahoma, and currently taking bookings. So, I can find his email address if you want to book Kid Cash for something. There's been a lot of rumors circulating about indie talent Walter, which I've seen live, and he's really awesome. I've seen him twice now. Signing with WWE. Walter recently made a statement to the Mirror. Here's what he said regarding signing with WWE. I don't know if I mentioned this, but being part of the Raw or SmackDown roster is nothing I'm interested in. I don't want to live in the U.S. I really liked NXT, though. I think it's a great product, filled with the best talent in the world, and is focused on competition in the ring, which is something I enjoy. I don't want to say it will never happen because in wrestling things change so quick. So there's been a lot of talk because now the NXT has their UK brand now. So if they're talking about that if he signs to the NXT UK brand, that he could still do a lot of the stuff that he does in Europe, but he probably won't be able to compete in anything in the US.
Huh.
Yeah, because they have their UK thing. So pretty interesting stuff. Are you a promoter and interested in signing Neville? You remember Neville?
Yeah.
All right, Neville. Well, good luck. He's been telling any promoter that contacts him that he cannot compete due to legal reasons. He's now, according to some, not returning promoter calls or even answering booking inquiries. I think the dude just wants to be left alone. It's pretty. You get that idea, you know. He's not returning your call, not returning your email. That means leave me the F alone, man. That's where I'm at with that.
Well, maybe he just needs to lie low for a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if he really wanted to just be like, no, he'd give people, like, all right, you know, $50,000 on
right.
come out kind of thing. Then nobody will tell you. Yeah.
Right, yeah, definitely. Lastly, it's being reported that Impact Wrestling is reaching out to several talents to sign them to a long-term contracts. It will be interesting to see who they will bring in. Now, I know that they, LAX, their current tag team guy, their contracts are close to being up, and they're working out a deal with them. But other than that, I don't know who they've been reaching out to. But they signed Tessa Blanchard not too long ago, who was one of the up and coming rising women talent. I believe she's their current champion for the women's division, but I'm not sure. But all right, so we're getting towards the end of the show. So what's that mean? That means it's time for legit wrestling questions. So get your questions ready, and don't forget to donate down below. I'm just one man, so I'm not posting a link. So I'm gonna have to get my other moderator there a link so she can start posting it for the next show. All right, so when we come back, we are going to talk legit wrestling questions. And we're back. He's got his thinking cap on, and he's ready to go. So, legit wrestling questions. Here we go. Wait, I got this. Oh, yep, there it is. That's it. That would be the one. Ta-da! As a wrestler, what weapon would you like to see someone bring for the BRD street fight on 10/20? So, Billy Ray Daniels has got his street fight. Fans can bring the weapons.
Oh, jeez.
What weapon would you like to see Billy Ray get beat with?
Beat as in hell. Like, just beat down for the sheer excitement of just watching him beat down, because that could be pretty fun in itself.
All right, what would you like to see someone bring?
I like something that explodes. It doesn't have to be like necessarily gunfire, like a keyboard where it just hits and all those keys just go boom. A fast food serving tray where you hit somebody in the dome and it goes boom.
Okay.
You know? Something that has some flair.
Okay, here we go. This one's for you, Rob. You ready?
Yeah.
What match when you were a kid made you want to become a pro wrestler?
It was Rockers Orient Express, WrestleMania 6. That was like the one, and I know it's not like their greatest matches or nothing like that, but it was like a whole event, WrestleMania 6, and I was in and out of the house, and that was like the tag team match that caught my attention. That would be the rest of the match. Like I said before, tag team wrestling, it really got me into it.
Okay. NWO Express, biggest pop you can remember, TV and live.
Oh gosh, just the match we had with 5MW.
Okay.
Oh man, thank you, Blue Water Championship Wrestling. That was an experience I will never forget.
All right, definitely a good time.
I think they're still going on over
there. Yeah, it's still rocking and rolling.
We still got Twinkies though, because you know what, man? Me and Mr. Slim, we show up. We're here to eat Twinkies and kick ass, and we got a whole lot of Twinkies. Always.
So you and Twinkie Power are going strong. Any plans for the future we should keep an eye out for? Are you playing it by ear?
Right now, hey, I'm fishing. Any promotions in the Great Lakes region? I'm certainly interested in traveling. Mr. Fitness, as far as I am aware, is interested in traveling. We're ready to do this.
Okay, nice. So Taylor says 5MW might be the slimiest team in wrestling.
You know, every time you think you know, you don't know. So.
Right. Just when you got... Oh, never mind.
Right,
I messed that one up. Sean Casey, one says here, we're not going to comment on individuals because I got a show to run here and I don't want anybody to get mad at me.
It's good wrestling.
Right. Yeah.
What's there to say?
Right, definitely. What are you looking forward to at the Blue Water Championship Wrestling Show?
Oh, it's both of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
what are you looking for?
The next show, October, dude. I'm looking forward to with have you been to a Halloween show?
Yes.
They're usually sold out. Halloween is definitely an exciting time for the locker room because we know it's sold out.
Right.
So we're already geared up to bring us their all, and you know the fans bring it their all, and the fans is what I'm most excited to.
There's a couple things I'm excited. There's a lot of development. First of all, we got the debut of Aaron Orion. Okay, so there's one thing. We've never seen Aaron Orion.
Oh, there's so many elements. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. We got that. Number one. Number two, we have Cyrus Sayateen returning after saying he was leaving and he was never going to come back.
Like, I'm kidding.
He defeats Alex, weaponized Alex Weir, takes the title and then throws it and says he doesn't even want it and he's leaving.
So is he the champ?
I don't know. I think he is. He's still according to the executive, he is still recognized as the Blue Water Championship Wrestling Rising Star Champion. So
hey, you can just throw it my way.
Right.
I'm not good at grade.
Right. So then we have that. We're interested to see what's going to happen there. Who's he going to face? We got Congo Kong, Crazy Steve, Brian Pillman Jr. There's three names right there. We got MM3 coming in. This is going to be a big show. I think this show's probably almost bigger than the McMorrin show.
Could be.
Personally, I think, at a cheaper price. I think that it's definitely going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a special one.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. I'm excited. I have something going on during the day, so I'll be hitting the road on the way back. I might have to find a babysitter. But looks like debut so hype plus whatever heat comes from Cyrus. Yeah, there's gonna be something. I don't know. That's the thing though, because he won the title and they were chanting his name and they you deserve it, and there was all kinds of good things going on there. Something happened there, and it's gonna be interesting to see if the people hate him because he left and now he's coming back, or if they like him. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. Who do you think is an overrated wrestling star? My opinion has recently changed on questions like that. And I'll tell you why. I can have an opinion, on said wrestler. But other people should only take my opinion at face value when it comes to things like that because I'm not trained. You know what I'm saying? How much does my opinion hold weight when it comes to something like that?
Everybody has an opinion. I don't think anybody's opinion weighs more.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, people may want to hear somebody else's opinion, but yeah. I mean, that's all it is subjective.
I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin, if that is one for you. I don't really see anything that he does that makes him stand out to me. He's not doing it. He's not just me. I've never been a big fan of Baron Corbin either, but I originally was when he first came in and he came up from NXT, and I was really interested to see what he had going, but it just kind of like flatlined, man. There was nothing there. But that's just mine.
Overrated?
Yeah.
What was the name of that guy that came out in Jericho in WCW, like the scummy, like the older guy with the teeth missing and all that? Wasn't there a guy that came out with Jericho and his little T-shirt?
I don't remember.
No.
Mr. Weir would know who that is.
Okay, yeah.
He's a wrestling guru. He knows everything about wrestling.
That's the most overrated guy. Guys don't belong in the business.
Yeah. Just those guys, huh?
Yeah. Just gotta, whatever. If you're a worker and whatnot, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's all about getting over. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin on that one. Considering you're salty, what are a few of Rob's favorites in WWE?
Like what, current?
Yeah, who are some of your favorites?
Current?
Well, just give her an answer.
Chris Jericho. I like Chris Jericho.
All right, so PKSA there. So there was a guy apparently that came out with Chris Jericho in WCW, was missing a tooth and was all grubby, right? You said.
Yeah.
Who was that? Yes, that's the question. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that guy's the most overrated.
I like
that was the fun
AJ Styles is one of my favorites in WWE. Seth Rollins, even though I don't like him being in the Shield right now, I'd rather he just do his own thing in singles career. But Braun Strowman, definitely one of the ones that I like watching. Jinder Mahal, just because everybody hates him, and I think that's awesome. Tommaso Ciampa in NXT, Johnny Gargano, all great guys, all great wrestler. Aleister Black's amazing. Leo Rush is doing some good stuff. There's some good things going on.
The Jericho Protection Agency.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Fitness Slim Trimmins. I'm ready for October 20th. Oh, what a sugar rush.
Twinkie Power.
Hashtag Twinkie Power. Hello, Mr. Fitness, and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. All right, JPA, Jericho Protection Agency. Nice. He must have looked it up or something. All right, so that brings us to the end of the show. Right an hour on the dot. I like it. And we talked a lot, too.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
Check me out, like I said, Facebook, author Rob Clooney. Wrote a couple books. I got the Beach Wrestling, got the Corporate Lunacy, check those out. Look forward to seeing everybody on October 20th.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Cody, for having me out.
No problem. Breaking news, by the way, Weaponized just destroyed Billy Ray Daniels this evening.
Who?
Billy. Whoo. Oh, man. So, definitely listen, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Click the notification button. Make sure you head over to sandwrestling.com. Check that out. Check out his page on Facebook, Rob Clooney, and then you have an author one, right, too?
Yeah, Goodreads. There's there's Goodreads one.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out. You can go on Amazon, right, to buy the books?
Yeah, Amazon. These books are available in paperback version on Amazon. They're also available in ebook version on Amazon, the Barnes & Noble, the iTunes bookstore. Support a wrestler.
There we go. So make sure you get all that stuff in there. Go down in the description of the video, or you can go to our page, RasslinRage.com, and there's all a bunch of, display things that you can click on. But anyways, you can do that. But you can buy a T-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingRage. You can go to WrestlingRage.com. What else can you do? Fight TV, register, do all that good stuff. High spots, that good stuff. Doesn't
watch
look
old videos.
Yeah,
Watch old videos.
you can watch. Go to r2youtube.com. Watch all our old stuff. And definitely you can donate $5, make you holler. But so listen up, guys. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll be back next week, Friday, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. And we're gonna rock it out here. I got some things to change around, but it's gonna happen. So thanks for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll definitely check you later. You guys have a good night. Check you later.